to Dialogue with Deidre. Good afternoon. I'm your host, Deidre Malone. My guest today is the Honorable Mayor AC Wharton, the mayor of the great city of Memphis. He's going to be with us, and we're going to take calls in the second half hour of the show. So get your phone ready to dial 527-2414 if you have a question for the mayor, and that's in the second half hour of the show. But you can also post questions on the Dialogue with Deidre Facebook page. We'll be more than happy to ask those questions of Mayor Wharton that you post on the Facebook page. We've had a really busy week, and I know the mayor has too. He's in the middle of his budget session where he is presenting his budget and his directors are presenting their budgets to the city council. So we want to talk to him about that. Public safety, he's had some issues with the union, with the billboard that's been up. We want to ask him about that. We want to talk to him about that. But we also want to talk to him about not just some of the challenges that he has going on right now, but some of the great things that are going on in this city of Memphis, because sometimes we just fail to ask the mayor to share with us, what are you proud of that folks are doing and your administration's doing here in this great city of Memphis? So we're going to ask him those questions. Another thing we want to remind you of is that Mothers of the Nile, their annual dinner is this Thursday, tomorrow night at First Baptist Broad. The speaker is Commissioner Henry Brooks. So if you're interested in hearing what Commissioner Brooks has to talk about when it comes to juvenile justice in Memphis and Shelby County, you want to call the Mothers of the Nile and you want to get a ticket to that event tomorrow. Something else going on tomorrow night at a church in Fraser, Breath of Life Christian Center in Fraser, is the baccalaureate for all of the graduates, the graduating seniors from the high schools that are in the Fraser and Raleigh community, and I'll be there tomorrow night giving the charge to those students. So excited about that. This is Dialogue with Deidre. I'm Deidre Malone. We'll be back with a conversation and dialogue with the mayor of the great city of Memphis when we come back.
Colorful leaves are beautiful to look at, but they're not so pretty when they're piled up on your lawn and gutters. Excess leaves can restrict sunlight and nutrients and keep them from reaching your lawn and cause damage to your home. As a result, your lawn can suffer from disease, insects, and overall stress. Kavion's Lawn Vacuum Services can tailor a leaf removal program to fit the needs of your property to control possible problems your lawn may endure. Stop spending countless hours of your free time raking leaves. Let Kavion's Lawn Vacuum Services take care of those pesky leaves for you. Not only will we remove the leaves from your lawn and gutter areas, but we'll also take the leaves with us when we are finished. For a free estimate and appointment, call 901-650-9927. That's Kavion's Lawn Vacuum Services. Call 901-650-9927.
Aspire Public Schools is recruiting students and staff for Hanley Elementary School for the fall 2013-2014 school year. Aspire Public Schools is registering students now through June 1st at the Orange Mound office Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Students who register by May 15th are eligible for a free school uniform shirt. Career opportunities are also available at Aspire. Visit the website at www.aspirepublicschools.org.
Get your sex life back regardless of your age or medical condition. One visit to the Mid-South Wellness Clinic for Men can change your life. Their solution for erectile dysfunction works without pain or surgery. The Mid-South Wellness Clinic for Men uses only safe, proven medication during treatment. So if you've tried other methods or the popular pills have let you down, call the Mid-South Wellness Clinic for Men for an appointment. 761-8100.
If you've been injured in an accident or lost a loved one, call the Walter Bailey Law Firm. I'm Walter Bailey. You can count on us to be tough and fight for the results you deserve. At the Walter Bailey Law Firm, we don't back off the insurance companies and have recovered millions for accident victims. Want justice? Call the attorney that will fight for you. Call now.
The Walter Bailey Law Firm. Call 901-575-8702.
The Carter Malone Group is a full-service public relations agency. Celebrating 10 years of being in business, the Carter Malone Group is located in Midtown Memphis and represents clients across the country. No matter what size your business, if you are interested in promoting your product or service and increasing your market share, contact the firm that can help you meet your goals. The Carter Malone Group. Call 901-278-0881 today.
StFrancisER.com saved me a lot of time. I injured my back one day at work. I went online and I filled out some info. I went to the hospital, in and out within 30 minutes, and it saved me hours.
No one likes to wait. At the St. Francis ERs, you can reserve your place online and be seen within 15 minutes of your designated time. Hold your place in line. Go to StFrancisER.com.
This is your life. Live it well.
Just in time for tax season, Outlet Furniture Center is having a huge sale. You'll save on quality living room furniture starting as low as $5.99. Add a little class to your dining room with our nice selection of beautiful tables and chairs. Make your bedroom a place you want to spend more time with an elegant bedroom suite and comfortable mattress. You can fill every room in your house with 18 pieces for only $15.99. It's incredible. This tax season, save big and make your house a home for less. Only at Outlet Furniture Center. 2 locations. Come in today.
Welcome back to Dialogue with Deidre. I'm your host, Deidre Malone. In about 15 minutes, we'll be opening the phone lines, 527-2414, or you can post a question for Mayor Wharton on Dialogue with Deidre's Facebook page if you have a question for the mayor. But we pay the bills by our advertisers, so let me just read this ad from the Achievement School District. Do you want to make sure that every child in Memphis goes to a great school? The Achievement School District is currently looking for community leaders to join the Achievement Advisory Council, a volunteer advisory group that will help the ASD match great charter operations in schools and neighborhoods across the city. If you care about the future of Memphis's schools, please apply to join the Advisory Council for the Achievement School District by visiting achievementschooldistrict.org or call 901-416-3119, 901-416-3119. Be a part of the Memphis education conversation today by calling 416-3119. Mayor Wharton, welcome to Dialogue with Deidre.
Thanks for having me. It's my first time, and I'm glad to be here.
I'm so glad you're here. You know, Forbes has said that Memphis is one of the greatest cities in this country. You ought to be really proud.
I am, and it's about time that the world discovers what we've known for a long, long time. I often say whenever I officiate marriage ceremonies that the wedding is simply the act of making known what two hearts have known for a long time. And so it is when Forbes and others come out, travel magazines, saying, look, this is a must-see place, the National Geographic, the travel magazine, said there were 15 places that on Earth that everybody had to see. Memphis, Tennessee was one of those, because we've known that a long time.
Absolutely. I guess, Mayor, the challenge sometimes, though, is you're so busy trying to, in your administration, build an incredible brand across this country, across this world, in terms of how great this city is. But then you have factions that want to continue to tear it down. Talk to me about what the Memphis Police Union, and they're well within their right to do what they're doing, but talk to me about how do you think that type of billboard gives a perception of safety in the city of Memphis?
It's not good, and what I say here is what I've said to Mr. Williams and the others. If you have a beef with me, that's fair. I'm an elected official, I have to stand for election, but our city can't stand up and run. So the city as an entity didn't do it. It's me, city council. So talk about me. Don't dog out our city. You see, when a motorist, a tourist is driving in from Arkansas or from Nashville and they see that sign, they cannot get out and just speak to the air and say, "City, are you really that bad?"
Right.
So it hurts our city. And again, as you indicated in your question, they have a right to do that. But it's also a slap in the face of the men and women on the department who I see daily placing themselves at risk. I don't know about others, but I feel safe in this city. Is there crime? Absolutely. I travel all over this world. There's crime everywhere. And then folks say, well, you got guards with you all the time. That simply is not true. You can catch me in Walgreens, you can catch me in Starbucks, you can catch me in the grocery store, you can catch me in Taylor Brown Apothecary, you can catch me anywhere. So, but for those officers who are putting there, and to tell them that they have failed, because that's what it says.
Right.
It says you have failed and the city is not safe. But I hope we're behind that, or soon will be. And I want to make it clear to everybody, if I had the money, not only would they get 4.6, they'd get 5.6 and whatever. I am so proud of our police department and our fire department, by the way, and I want to just share a little personal story within a minute. The council has voted to return 4.6. You won't see me frowning about that. The only thing I ask of the council is, do not come to me, let's not mislead the public and pretend that the mayor's got it in a lockbox somewhere. Just when you say, okay, Mayor, you said 2.3, we say 4.6, because that's a big piece of money.
It is.
But the police department deserves it. So just say, all right, here's where we're going to get it. And I want to say this. I have never sought office on the premise, I am going to cut taxes, cut taxes, cut taxes. I ran and will run on the premise that the reason we exist is to deliver high quality services, and it costs money to do that. And the key thing is to let the public know, we know what your needs are, we're going to deliver this service as effectively and efficiently, and if it means a tax increase, I'm going to look you right in the eye and say, listen, Madam Citizen, Mr. Citizen, we're having to raise your taxes, but here's what you're going to get. We're at the point now, Ms. Malone, where we can no longer pull a rabbit out of a hat. Matter of fact, I don't even have a hat now, so definitely can't pull a rabbit out. We've borrowed. Boom, we had a brick wall on that. When I came over as city mayor, I said, look, let's go on and put the taxes on there to pay city schools. I said, no, we're not going to do it. So we have to go borrow money just to pay that. And now we hit a brick wall on it. So we're going to have to pay for it. And if it takes raising taxes, I will stand up and say it, just as I always have. I am not going to fool the public. It's about growing Memphis. That's how we get out of this.
Absolutely.
It's growing. We have to, you got to invest to grow.
Mayor, I think the public needs a little history lesson, though. When you became the mayor of the city of Memphis, when you came in and your very first budget, did you ask for a tax increase then?
I sure did.
You did.
Yes.
So, and you've done that every time there was a need.
Right.
And so that first time, the council rejected the request,
Right.
correct?
And to tell you precisely what I did, first of all, I'm a lawyer,
Right.
and I saw which way the school litigation was going. I said, let's not dig this hole any deeper. We've got $57 million out there. Let's go on and make sure that we have enough coming in to pay our current obligations. The council said, no, we're not going to do it. So we had to borrow, and it's extremely expensive to borrow money.
Right.
We had to, we refinance, as they call it. We refinance, restructure, whatever.
But we're borrowing it.
We're borrowing it, and it costs money every time you do that. Well, the chickens are coming home to roost now. We wouldn't be in this hole. So that's where we are, but I'm not going to jump ship. You see, it was there when I got there,
Right.
but I can't. It doesn't do our citizens any good for me to sit around and point fingers. My job is to say, let's get out of this, and this is why it's my responsibility to say, look, because of the recession, we've lost $30 million in the city of Memphis. $30 million will not be coming in. Now, unless the citizens out there call me and say, we don't want police services, we don't want fire, we don't mind if it takes 15 minutes longer for the fire engine to get there. Citizens aren't saying that, so it's my job to say, well, if you want the same level of services, knowing that the money coming in has dropped, then I'm going to have to adjust the tax rate, and that's what I'm going to do.
And I think people will agree. I mean, they want to make sure that they live in a safe community, so we have to have police officers. We want to make sure that if there's a fire, that there's a fire truck somewhere with personnel there to put that fire out.
Absolutely, and then too, we didn't even have to go to police and fire. Every year, folks say, what are the children going to do this summer? Mayor, you're not keeping the swimming pools open long enough. Mayor, the community centers are closing too early. Everything we do comes at a price. So if you say, well, forget about police and fire. Well, don't you want the community centers open reasonable hours? Don't you want them to be able to go to constructive activity? Do you not want the seniors who go in our big Olympic swimming pool at the Hickory Hill Community Center?
They love it.
And I'm speaking directly to them because last year we tried to sketch back on the hours, and I got a good talking to out there. So we have to pay for it. It's an investment. You cannot, this idea of cutting our way into solvency or prosperity, it's sometimes, and you're coming from a medical family, you never want the cure to be worse than the ailment. And this idea of we're going to just cut and all will be well. You hear members of the council say folks are leaving town. You want to see them really leave when it gets to the point where we just stop cutting weeds, stop picking up the garbage, a longer time to get the fire calls answered, longer time to get the police calls. That's when they'll really leave. It costs to provide government.
It does.
And it's my job to tell the public what it costs and to stand up and ask for it, and that's what I'll do.
Every time that council member makes that comment, I think to myself, yeah, but they're coming back to Memphis and Shelby County to work. They may be leaving to go to Fayette and DeSoto, but they're coming right back here to Memphis and Shelby County to work.
That is correct, and our police department protects them.
Absolutely.
Our fire department, if their car catches on fire, they go
and
down
our great roads.
And our roads, they come in, they squirt their pollution in our air, and we have to pick it up. So just for those who are leaving, and by the way, there's a lot of folklore about folks are leaving because it's cheaper. Folks, the out-migration really started back in 1970 when taxes was low as ever. So it's not merely, oh, the taxes are up now, they started leaving.
Right.
That pattern was taking place before taxes started going up. And then, and plus, it's also a myth that taxes have gone up. The present council, to their credit, taxes have been reduced 3 times.
It's incredible.
They're lower now than they were 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, but,
So-
but Mayor, they're lower, but we still have a need in terms of the revenue.
Absolutely.
So the taxes are lower, but, you know.
The needs are still there.
The needs are still there.
Right,
So
right.
there has to be a happy medium.
Absolutely. And again, our sources of revenue are so restricted by state law, not by choice. Folks always ask me when I make this statement, why don't we have a toll bridge out there? Make these people pay. You got to go through the state to get that done. Why don't we have a payroll tax, income tax? Got to go to the state to get that done. So what does that leave? Sales tax and property tax.
That's it.
And in that connection, we're researching and doing some polling to see whether we need to go forward with an increase in the sales tax.
Well, and I think the state, because when you were the county mayor and I was on the commission, I think we've tried several times to go to Nashville to try and get new fees or have the ability to, and we were pushed back.
And
it wasn't approved.
And Ms. Malone, Deidre, it's worse now.
Yeah.
It's worse now. You thought it was rough back then.
Yeah.
When it comes to cities in Nashville, it's even more difficult now.
Talk to me about how much is your current budget that you presented to the city council, and how's the process going so far?
$622 million operating budget is what we've submitted. That's less than what it was last year, $648 million. So that tells you right there. Now, without the schools, it drops to about $595. Okay. So any way you look at it, the budget we're sending in this year is less than the budget in prior years. How is it going? It's going the way budgets are supposed to go in all cities. It's supposed to be contentious, checks and balances. Now, do I like the way it's going? No, but I don't jump off the building because of it. You got to have a tough skin and a tough stomach to live in a city. That's what it's all about. But it's going rough. But I tell you what, we always end up with a budget. That's good. And we'll do that. And
you'll work with the budget that the council approves.
We'll work with the budget. And please, I said to one of the police officers the other night, he said, we got to 4.6. I said, that's fine. Congratulations. And he said, yeah, well, we got two more hurdles to leap. And I said, well, don't look at me because I can't vote down there. I said, keep talking to council members. The mayor does not have a vote on the council. So that's where the ball is now. The charter requires the city mayor in mid-April to present a budget. And I've done that. Now, once I present it, I cannot step up there and take the 14th seat and start voting on it. So we've presented it based on good conscience, what I think it takes to keep our services right at the same level. No new programs, just to keep doing what we did last year. We need a tax rate of $3.39.
I'm so glad you broke down how that works, because sometimes people forget that it is your responsibility to submit the budget. It's the legislative body's responsibility to figure out how they're going to fund it. You can tell them what you think, but then they have to make the decision.
And I'm glad you put emphasis on that. When they talk about the pay cut, they pointed to me and said, he did it. Well, when it comes to money and how much I have to spend, the city council tells me that. And back then when that happened, it was either lay off fire 500 or 600 people, including fire and police, as some cities have done. And I said, no, we can't do that. Shared sacrifice, including the mayor, division heads, everybody, rather than have folks lose their insurance, lose pensions and all. We said, this is tough, this is rough, it hurts. But again, I didn't take a gun and go to the council and say, y'all better let me cut this. It was a vote that approved that.
I think it's important for citizens to understand that, because sometimes they forget, Mayor. And some legislators, I'm a former legislator, so I can tell you sometimes you get amnesia when you're on the stump. So it's good that we remind them.
I can understand it. I'm a big boy. We know, it's easy to go after one than it is 13. It's just one of me. That's a big bullseye. You don't need a submachine gun. You just zip. It's me, little old 5'8", weigh a little over whatever it is I weigh, soaking wet, and it's easy. But hey, that comes into territory. I can't whine.
You can't whine. Well, look, when we come back, we're going to take calls. The number is 527-2414, 527-2414. 2014. And we're going to also talk to the mayor about, he's been doing a great job of bringing jobs to Memphis and Shelby County. I want to talk to him about that. Mayor appointed me to the EDGE board, and I serve proudly as one of his appointees. But we want to talk about the great job he's doing, and we want to answer your questions when we come back, 527-2414. Thanks for watching Dialogue with Deidre. We'll be back in a minute.
stfranciser.com saved me a lot of time. I injured my back one day at work. I went online and I filled out some info. I went to the hospital, in and out within 30 minutes, and it saved me hours.
No one likes to wait. At the St. Francis ERs, you can reserve your place online and be seen within 15 minutes of your designated time. Hold your place in line. Go to stfranciser.com.
This is your life, live it well.
Aspire Public Schools is recruiting students and staff for Hanley Elementary School for the fall 2013-2014 school year. Aspire Public Schools is registering students now through June 1st at the Orange Mound office Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Students who register by May 15th are eligible for a free school uniform shirt. Career opportunities are also available at Aspire. Visit the website at www.aspirepublicschools.org.
Get your sex life back regardless of your age or medical condition. One visit to the Mid-South Wellness Clinic for Men can change your life. Their solution for erectile dysfunction works without pain or surgery. The Mid-South Wellness Clinic for Men uses only safe, proven medication during treatment. So if you've tried other methods or the popular pills have let you down, call the Mid-South Wellness Clinic for Men for an appointment. 761-8100.
If you've been injured in an accident or lost a loved one, call the Walter Bailey Law Firm. I'm Walter Bailey. You can count on us to be tough and fight for the results you deserve. At the Walter Bailey Law Firm, we don't back off the insurance companies and have recovered millions for accident victims. Want justice? Call the attorney that will fight for you. Call now.
The Walter Bailey Law Firm. Call 901-575-8702.
The Carter Malone Group is a full-service public relations agency. Celebrating 10 years of being in business, the Carter Malone Group is located in Midtown Memphis and represents clients across the country. No matter what size your business, if you are interested in promoting your product or service and increasing your market share, contact the firm that can help you meet your goals. The Carter Malone Group. Call 901-278-0881 today.
Just in time for tax season, Outlet Furniture Center is having a huge sale. You'll save on quality living room furniture starting as low as $5.99. Add a little class to your dining room with our nice selection of beautiful tables and chairs. Make your bedroom a place you want to spend more time with an elegant bedroom suite and comfortable mattress. You can fill every room in your house with 18 pieces for only $15.99. It's incredible. This tax season, save big and make your house a home for less. Only at Outlet Furniture Center. 2 locations, come in today.
Welcome back to Dialogue with Deidre. I'm your host, Deidre Malone. Mayor AC Wharton, the mayor of the great city of Memphis, is our guest. Mayor Wharton, you know, we often hear that that incentives that we give to a lot of the major corporations that come to the city and decide that they want to set up shop here, we give them too much. What's your opinion on that? I know that I'm so proud that you appointed me to the EDGE board where we work on that. What's your position on that? Because I disagree.
Sure. Well, let me start out. I wish we did not have to give anything. I wish, and eventually we'll get there, where we will be such an attractive place, skilled workforce, everything in order where folks will just come in here and pay us to come in here.
Right.
We're not there yet. It's like training wheels on a bicycle. You'd love for your little darling to be able to just take right off, but it doesn't work that way. And we have fallen behind. So until we're able to attract without incentives, we're going to have to do it. Kentucky just spent $146 million to get a new Toyota plant over there. Mississippi is doing it. Now, we can jump up on this high ground if we wish. We're not going to do it. They ought to sort of pay their own way, and we'll be sitting here morally high ground and dead broke without a job. So it is the nature of the beast. But we don't just do it because folks come in and ask. And you know better than I do. Right. There are many, many studies that go into that to make sure that we at least get a dollar for every dollar, and usually it's 2 for 1 of direct benefit on that. So it's something that unfortunately we have to do. But the other thing that I need to dispel, the idea that if you had spent money on that plant, then we could get raises. You can't do that.
Because that was the message out there.
No. You cannot do that. That money that we use for those capital projects comes from bond money. Mm-hmm. You cannot use bond money to pay salaries. That has to come from your general fund, and your general fund comes from your property taxes and your sales taxes. Now follow me on this. Mm-hmm. How do you get your property values up? You bring good jobs in here. People who have a house already will add a den to it. Right. They'll put a new roof on it, put a new bathroom in it. Tax assessor comes by, she ups the value on it. We get more property taxes, schools get more money, police department gets more money. Folks living in a 2-bedroom house get a good job at Electrolux, Mitsubishi, they move out, they buy them a big house. They're living in a $100,000 house, now they're in a $250,000 house. More tax dollars, more to the government, more to the police, more to fire, more to schools. So it's self-defeating to say we don't need them, because the mother's milk of government comes from these property taxes. And go and look. Some say, well, they're not living here. We went through Mitsubishi the other day.
Right.
The overwhelming majority of the folks are living in Memphis and Shelby County, Tennessee. That's the other thing about these jobs. Everyone that I've worked on and brought here is located in the city limits of Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphians, did you hear that? Memphis, Tennessee.
And let me just run through a bunch of those. The brewery out there in Hickory Hill. Bryce Corporation is now expanding. Y'all just voted.
Absolutely, we just approved it.
Right in the middle of Hickory Hill, Memphis, Tennessee. KTG, where? North Memphis.
Right.
Electrolux, where? Southwest. Mitsubishi, where?
Nike's expansion.
North Memphis. And the other thing, too, folks say, well, yeah, but the people you're hiring don't look like us. I was out at Nike the other day. Handsome young man. I can't say, I almost said he looks like me. He looks much better than me. What are you doing? Oh, I'm the manager. Beautiful young sister comes out. What? Oh, I'm HR director. Mm-hmm. And they were young.
Right.
They were young.
And one of the things, we saw a video at our last presentation of one of the corporations that we just approved their pilot, and the workers, all of them, pretty much out there were African American.
And so again, for those who say don't give the incentives, I wished we did not have to. You see, Mississippi doesn't have to do the pilots. Why? Because Mississippi has an income tax, And folks say, well, it's so easy to do it in Mississippi. Y'all don't do that in Tennessee. Well, if we had the same mechanism, a state income tax, and it's very simple. You go into Mississippi and you say, I'm bringing 500 jobs, and I want some help. The governor says, how much will that bring me in income taxes? How much will it pay? How much will it take to build your factory? And they tell him,
we are unavailable to take your call.
Oops. Hello, welcome to Dialogue with Deidre. Excuse me, Mayor.
go, no. I'll finish my answer later.
Hi, do you have a question for Mayor Wharton?
Yes, I have a question for Mayor Wharton. I'm a kind of eligible person, and I was looking for some work for me to find. I see him talking about jobs. He didn't get up and all that, but I was looking for a little work for me to do. I don't want to get out of the job industry right now, and I feel like since I go to a lot of places, and they don't want to hire me. But I feel like since I don't want to leave the job industry, so I would be eligible to work.
Right.
So tell me where I can go find.
Sure. Let me tell you. This is why we have the WIN program. Just call the Direct City Hall number and ask for the WIN program. If you have a skill.
The WIN program.
Yeah.
Call City Hall and ask for the WIN program, and they'll be able to help
All right.
Right. If you need training, they'll get it for you.
All right.
Thank you.
The WIN program.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thanks for
Thank you
calling.
very much.
All right, Mayor.
No, let the call.
We'll take another call.
We can talk anytime. I'll come back sometime.
That'll be great. Welcome to Dialogue with Welcome to Dialogue with Deidre. You have a question for Mayor Wharton?
Yes, I do.
Okay, can you speak up so we can hear you?
Yes, is that better?
That's a lot better.
Great. I just wanted the mayor to know that I moved here from Los Angeles, and I have never been more impressed with a city than I have with the city of Memphis. It's a good city. The people that live here don't seem to realize it, but Memphis really is a good city. The mayor does a great job. It's something that I'm impressed with, and I just wanted to share that.
Sure, and again, I have no idea who the caller is,
Exactly.
but you raise an interesting point. We sometimes think it's bad here till you travel elsewhere. I was in Philadelphia about a month ago, and as long as I was downtown, I just this place has got it going on. But my next stop was out near Temple University, and I said, oh, God, this can't be Philadelphia. So for those who travel, you'll see that we do have a great city. Do we need improvement? Absolutely, yes.
Mr. Mayor, there is not a city on this planet that doesn't have growing pains. It doesn't have problems, and problems are the seeds to solutions. I think it's a great city. I think that people here are fantastic. I think they're a little too hard on themselves.
Yeah, and what it used to be that if we said something bad about ourselves locally, we would read it in the local paper, and that was the end of it. But everything we say about our own city goes viral, and that's how we wonder how these polls and surveys come out saying bad things about us. Well, all you have to do is just listen to us here, and every negative comment we make goes around the world, and when people add it up and send it back to us, we get our jaws tight.
And one person's negative opinion does not reality create.
Listen, I appreciate that.
This is a good city. It's beautiful. Thousands, tens of thousands of people are leaving California every day, and you know what? Many of them are landing right here in Memphis.
Yeah,
we just brought 3 of our friends over here, and they purchased homes. It's a great city to live in, and I thank you for that, Mr. Mayor. I thank you so much.
Thanks for your call.
Thank you for calling. All right, Mayor. It was a wonderful perception.
Well, then I
of the
have no
city of
idea who the
Memphis.
caller is, but the good thing about it, folks say, well, Mayor, do you ever get depressed? These folks on these talk shows are saying bad things about you. Folks call me. I said, look, why don't they walk to the grocery store with me? And I do that. I deliver. And it shocks people. You buy your own groceries? And I say, I eat my own food. Ain't nobody going. My wife doesn't know how to grocery shop. She went once, and I'll never let her go again.
I'm not going to let you talk about Miss Rubin.
No, I'm just telling the truth as a defense. But in any event, you have to get out there. I get my hair cut right in the neighborhood. My house, contrary to what some may believe, is located right in the middle of 38114. It ain't no fence around my house. I hear the same gunshots everybody else does, the same siren, but it's still a great city.
Absolutely. Great city. We're taking your calls 527-2414, 527-2414. Welcome to Dialogue with Deidre. You have a question for the mayor?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your question?
At the time, I'm living in a home, and I was trying to see. I can't get my mortgage. I can't get the company, my mortgage company, to remortgage my house, and they got me on the 8%.
Okay, let me make it very clear.
And they will not remortgage my house over to bring the payments down.
Right. It is highly unlikely that the city would be able to help you on that. But I tell you what, if you go ahead and call City Hall 576-6000, we will send you to the folks over at the Housing and Community Development. There are some programs, or you may call Memphis Area Legal Services. They run a fair housing program, and they're working to help folks who are having difficulty with their mortgage payments. So call my office, 576-6000. But again, I'll just tell you clearly, the city of Memphis would not be able to help you on a mortgage matter.
Okay. Thanks for calling.
All right. Thank you very much. 576-6000. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, you know, there are a lot of needs out there, Mayor, and so we're hoping that the gentleman can get some help.
Right.
Welcome to Dialogue with Deidre. You have a question for the mayor.
Hey, how you doing, Mayor?
I'm good. Mayor?
Yes, I'm here. Doing fine. How about you?
How you doing, Mr. Mayor?
I'm well.
You have a question?
Yes. I want to know, what is the best advice that you possibly been given by your council to run a nice city like that?
What was the question again? You need to speak up, sir. I can barely hear you.
Okay, wait a minute. I got you on speakerphone, but I have it on the charger. 1 second.
Okay.
You hear me?
Okay, what's your question?
What is the best advice have you received from your council?
No, we can't hear you. Can you try calling back? Because we can't hear the question.
Can't hear me. I have my phone. Hold on. I have my phone up.
Can you take it off a speaker?
I have it off a speaker.
Oh, okay. All right, just speak up a little louder.
Act like you're hollering at us.
Oh, I'm not hollering at you. What is the best advice have you been given?
I hear the part saying, what is the best advice, and then it just goes from there. One more time, let's try it just as loudly as you can.
What is the best advice have you been given to be the leader and the mayor of Memphis?
I can't hear it, Mayor.
No.
It was the best advice that you could give. Can you go to Facebook and post your question? I'll be more than happy to read it.
Yes, ma'am. I will do that.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sorry. Okay, if you are interested in posting questions to Facebook Dialogue with Deidre, please do. We're going to take this call. Welcome to Dialogue with Deidre. You have a question for Mayor Wharton? Welcome to Dialogue with Deidre. Do you have a question for Mayor Wharton?
Yes, I'd like to know when will we get the Elvis Presley paved down on this end? Parkway on down to Elsie. Terrible, the holes are so bad.
Right. The parkway to Alsea is not a part of the Graceland Whitehaven part.
I know that.
Right. But I tell you what I will do, I will find out when I will find out when it's going to be repaved, or if there's some particular potholes or bad spots. I'm going to ask you if you would call the office tomorrow. You don't give your name on the air here. Call and give. I know exactly what you're talking about because I drive through there all the time, and it does need some repaving. We'll be able to tell you when it will be, attended to, if you could do that. But it will not be done in connection with the Elvis Presley part of it.
I know you'll get it done. This is Percy Williams' sister. I know you'll get it done.
Oh, yeah, we will get it done.
Did you say your name was Miss Patsy?
No, Sullen, S-U-L-L-E-N.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Percy Williams' sister, right?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you so very much for listening.
All right. All right. We're going to take this last call, and then we'll go to break, Mayor. Welcome to Dialogue with Deidre. You have a question for Mayor Wharton?
Yes. I need to ask the mayor why Memphis have the city taxes and the county taxes and the real tax, but the county is one bill every year. But when we live here in Memphis, it's the county taxes. Well, county, good county. I'm saying this.
We can hardly hear you.
Yeah, I heard you say city taxes and county taxes. Try one more time.
Memphis have city taxes and county taxes. And we have a real tax also. But then in the county, they just have county taxes and they don't have to go through inspection. What is the situation on that?
Yeah, I'll tell you this. To make in short street language, excuse my grammar, it ain't right. And this is why the council, particularly Councilman Strickland and others, are saying, look, if the folks outside the city don't have to go through it, nobody should have to go through it, because it's all about cleaning the air, and polluted air doesn't stop at the city limits line. And plus, as Ms. Malone pointed out earlier, the folks who are living outside the city come in here and blow their smoke out, so we should all have to share in the payment of that. So what I'm saying to you is that there is no defense to that, and this is why we are changing that and sending it over to the county so that everybody will have to share in that burden. But it's wrong, so there's no need for an elaborate answer to that. It's just wrong, and that's why we're trying to straighten it out.
Let me ask you one more question, Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
Over here in the, I live in the Fraser area, but over here in the North Memphis area, they have all these warehouses. What is the problem why they can't get in the jobs contracted over in the North Memphis area for the people to work? It's not that they don't want to work. It's no, all these buildings over here empty. The only thing they got going on out here is Selby Picture and Nike. Other than that, all the warehouses are empty. People have to go Red Cross on Homes and Selby Drive and everywhere else to get a job. So, why they not bringing in the jobs back toward International Harbors, the old buildings and, all these old buildings they have?
That's why we're working that way. This is why we started. It used to be called Kimberly Clark when I first moved here. They put $300 million in that, and what you have to do, once one company sees another company, others will start getting in line to do the same thing. We want to start next on that stretch of Danny Thomas, in there where those old steel, the scrap metal places are. There are a lot of buildings in there. We've got plans to start looking at that. And by the way, we'll start soon on Raleigh Springs Mall. I know you're not talking about that, but what we're doing is we have to find a way to get the money, and we try to find private partners so that the taxpayers don't have to foot the entire bill. But we do have plans for Raleigh, for Fraser, for the entire city, but it just takes a lot of time, and I don't mind telling you that. That's why we're so proud of Nike. Nike, well, I can't speak for Nike, but they're buying a lot of land out there, and we have big hopes for them. We just broke ground on that big expansion out there, so there will be more jobs coming to that area, especially after we get Raleigh Springs Mall straightened out. We're going to put a new police traffic precinct out there. So the city's going to invest in that area, and we hope to attract private investment. But it does take a while, but we have not forgotten Fraser.
Thank you so much for your call. Here?
Thank you.
Thank you.
One other thing I want to point out, that's one of our target areas when it comes to cleaning up these boarded up houses and apartment buildings. We're really focusing on Fraser.
On Fraser? That's wonderful. Mayor, we're going to take this one last call. Well, I guess we're not going to take this call. We're going to go to break real quick, and then when we come back, the mayor will have the final word. Thanks for joining us on Dialogue with Deidre. We'll be back in a minute.
Excuse me. Hi, can I get through, please?
Dr. Newman.
You know, there has to be a better way. A way to skip the ER waiting room, like this lady over here. All she did was log on to stfranciser.com to hold her husband's place in line. Now he can wait at home and skip the ER waiting room. Now, which would you choose? This or this? Hold your place online at stfranciser.com and skip the ER waiting room. Who's seen the remote?
Aspire Public Schools is recruiting students and staff for Hanley Elementary School for the fall 2013-2014 school year. Aspire Public Schools is registering students now through June 1st at the Orange Mound office Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Students who register by May 15th are eligible for a free school uniform shirt. Career opportunities are also available at Aspire. Visit the website at www.aspirepublicschools.org.
Get your sex life back regardless of your age or medical condition. One visit to the Mid-South Wellness Clinic for Men can change your life. Their solution for erectile dysfunction works without pain or surgery. The Mid-South Wellness Clinic for Men uses only safe, proven medication during treatment. So if you've tried other methods or the popular pills have let you down, call the Mid-South Wellness Clinic for Men for an appointment. 761-8100.
Welcome back to Dialogue with Deidre. This has been a great show. The City of Memphis Mayor AC Wharton is our guest today. And Mayor, I guess the director heard the gentleman's question.
Yes.
You want to respond to?
The question was, what advice have I been given as mayor as to how best to run the city? And that is to look people right in the eye and just tell them the truth, not what you think they want to hear. I know it's not going to make me popular to say, look, we need to raise taxes to fund the services to keep our city strong. That's the truth. Now, I could say something, oh, look, I think we can just cut and it'll be just fine and you'll have a perfect city. So what everybody has told me is folks are going to find out the truth anyway.
Right.
If I tell you we don't need any money, and then 6 months later when the weeds can't get cut, they're going to find out the truth. So just be truthful. They always tell me that the softest pillow is a clear conscience. And I sleep good.
You sleep well at night?
I sleep well at night because it doesn't gain you a lot of popularity by just saying this is the truth.
Right.
But that is the best thing. You don't get tangled up.
Right.
You don't have to try to remember. If you're not lying, if you're not misleading, you're not going to get tripped up.
Right.
Because the truth is the truth is the truth.
That's right.
Now, when you start trying to say one thing on one side of town and another, wait a minute, what part? Am I in Orange Mound or is this Boxtown? What did I say out here last month?
Right.
So the answer to the question is, it's a great question, is just tell it like it is.
Mayor, thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thanks so much. It's a great show, my first time. Now, do I get a grade? Do I get to come back? Do I get
absolutely. We have an open door policy like the Baptist
great.
Ministerial Association. They
Great.
tell me all the time. The mayor can come anytime he wants to come on and the same way with my show. Anytime, Mayor. If there's an issue.
Back.
Thank you
it's
so much,
a great service
sir.
to our community.
Thank you so
Right.
much, Mayor.
Sure.
Let me just say this. Next week, you can find out who our guest will be if you tune in to Dialogue with Deidre on the Facebook page. And then the mayor gave you the phone number for the City of Memphis. Check out the City of Memphis website and call 576-6000 if you have any questions regarding the services of the City of Memphis, because someone there will be able to help you. Before we leave, I just want to share with you that the Achievement School District is looking for advisory council members. It's a volunteer advisory group that will help the ASD match greater charter operators with schools in your neighborhood. So if you're interested in being on that council, give them a call at 416 416-3119, 416-3119, or you can visit their website, theachievementschooldistrict.com. Thank you so much for joining us today for Dialogue with Deidre. We'll be back next Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Stay tuned. Thank you.